every mantra that one may chant is addressed to a certain personality, and that mantra also glorifies that personality, and the mantra is intended to produce a certain type of result also. For example, Narayana means Nara Ayana, one who is a repository of the Naras. Narayana's navel becomes a place for all the jivas to reside during the dissolution. Similarly, the names of Rama, Ranjayati iti Ramaha, Akarshayati iti Krishnaha. It is said, one who attracts is called as Krishna. One who bestows bliss is Rama. Hare, the word means one who steals the heart of Hari by her devotion. So, every word that mantra contains has a meaning, and it is about a certain personality. And that meaning also speaks of their glory. Like when you say Hara, the meaning or literal meaning of Hara is one who steals the heart of Hari. But it also glorifies Srimati Radharani as a supreme devotee. Similarly, Krishna means one who attracts all. And it also glorifies Krishna as all attractive and one who is second to none. There is no one equal to him or greater than him in attractive potency. And no one can be not attracted to him, because either one is attracted to him or attracted to his Maya. That is his attractive potency. So, having understood the meaning of the words and the glorification of the Lord, what is it intended to? Every mantra is intended to produce a certain result. The Hare Krishna Mahamantra is supposed to produce the result of love of God. Love for God and feelings of separation from God. So that is actually the goal of the Mahamantra chanting. And there are so many other mantras addressed to different demigods for attaining some material results. But the supreme mantra is Hare Krishna Mahamantra, because it produces the spiritual result and the awakening of love of God. So, how can one chant this Mahamantra effectively? If you turn to the Gita, Lord Krishna says in the Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita, 2 verses, what his devotees do to him. And in the next 2 verses, he talks about what he does to his devotee, or how he reciprocates with his devotee. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. My devotees chant with a wholehearted consciousness. Wholehearted means with no other thing interfering with our mind. No material anxiety or concerns or allurements or temptations. In a wholehearted consciousness, my devotees call out my holy name. And what makes them do so? Because they know that I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. One who knows this chants with a wholehearted consciousness. So the word know, K-N-O-W, is a very common word in Bhagavad Gita when Krishna talks about himself. Janma karma cha me divyam yevam yo veti tatvataha. The veti means to know. Yo mameva asammudho janati purushottamam sa sarva ved bhajati mam sarva bhavena bharata. That means if you know me as the source of everything, and I am the Purushottama Lord, you are all-knowing, and such a devotee will chant my names with a wholehearted consciousness. So many people get a question about this knowing. We already know the fact that Krishna is the source of everything. Why we cannot chant without any interference? That is because Krishna in many other verses says, what is the meaning of actual knowing? 4.9, he says, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo vetti tatpataha tyaktva deham punar janma naiti mameti sorjana. One who knows my birth and activities to be divine and not mundane. Because in 9.11, Krishna says, those who are foolish, they consider his body to be material and his activities to be ordinary. So that is opposite. So in this way, knowing Krishna means to begin with knowing his name, form, qualities, pastimes and activities in the Guru Parampara, hearing the pure sound vibration from Acharya's lecture, Prabhupada. So as we grow in that understanding, that the knowledge about Krishna transforms into love for Krishna or attraction for Krishna. Then the chanting also becomes purer and purer accordingly. Therefore, after the Aham Sarvasya Prabhava verse, Krishna says, Matchitta Madgata Prana Bodhayanta Parasparam Katayantas Chamam Nityam Tushyanti Cha Ramanti Cha. My devotees come together and they delight in conversing about me. The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. And they delight in discussing activities of me, he says. And they nourish one another and they become completely satisfied in discussing such pastimes of me, like the Krishna says. So in this way, not only Krishna says these are the activities of devotees, he uses the word nityam. Machita madgata prana bodhayanta parasparam katayanta samam. So at one point of time it becomes a continuous stream, a seamless stream of remembrance of Krishna at any point of time. Sripad Madhavendra Puri was dreaming about Krishna even in the sleep also. Kahite Shvite, it is said. While eating, while sleeping, while walking, while going here, it is a seamless remembrance of Krishna continuously. That's why the word Nityam he says. Therefore again he says, Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yenamam upayantite. Those who are devoted to me. Tesham satata yuktanam. The word, there he said Nityam, here he says Satatam. Bhajatam priti purvakam. Those who continuously chant my holy names and those who lovingly call me. For them I give them the good intelligence by which they can come back to me. And then the last verse in the Chatushloki says, Tesham evanukam partham ahamajnanajam tamaha nashayam yatma bhavastho jnanadipena bhasvata. Residing in their hearts as super soul, I eradicate the darkness of ignorance. And what is that ignorance? Our ignorance is about our identity and our relationship with Lord. We are ignorant about it. Lord eradicates that ignorance. And he says that whatever scriptural knowledge is there in the scriptures, the same knowledge I give to my illiterate devotee or one who is unable to read the books left behind by the Acharya due to his illiteracy or something. For such devotees, I provide them the same wisdom within their heart by which they can call out my name fervently and they can come back to me. You can see how Krishna is so merciful in bestowing the realization and attraction for him in the heart of devotees and also providing us the good intelligence to understand him. But for that we have to stick to two principles. He says, one has to continuously practice devotional service and one has to take the time and trouble to hear the qualities, name, form, qualities, pastimes and activities of Krishna on a regular basis. The more we absorb our consciousness in doing these activities intensely, continuously and in a focused way. Just like when you put the intense fire on ice, it's not only enough intense fire, it has to be continuous and it has to be focused also. Then the ice melts and becomes water and water evaporates and becomes steam. Similarly, our heart, which is hard like ice now, it can melt and it can evaporate and turn into absorption, Krishna conscious absorption. And when that absorption occupies the mind of the devotee, then it becomes the seamless remembrance of Krishna 24/7 at every point of time. For such a devotee, there is no difference between material world and spiritual world. Harinam Prabhu ki. Let's offer our humble obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord, who are just like desert trees, who are ocean of mercy, full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha ananta koti vaishnava vrinda ki Vaishnava Thakur Srila Prabhupada ki Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki